What's up, FEV Hangar, ready-made RC Hangout. This is the conversion of the ready-made Free Flight glider horizontal stabilizer to a fully flying elevator. As you can see, you're going to need hobby knives, your elevator or your horizontal stab, aluminum 5mm outside diameter bearing with a 4.7mm inside diameter, 4mm carbon tube, and a servo arm that you need to take your time on to open up the hole so the carbon tube can be pushed or forced into. Then a little bit of CA here around the edge, let it dry. You don't really need any kicker or anything, but basically that's all you're going to need. All right, so let's get started cutting here. All right, as you can see, I've already outlined everything where I want to cut, where everything's going to go. Across the middle, you want to cut your notch for your bearing right underneath the injection mold circle, which is pretty much where I cut mine at. So I'm going to cut this wing hat, this side off first. Nice and slow, nice and straight. And there we go. And on to the other side. Didn't go all the way through. Apply a little more pressure. Make sure all your cuts are clean. You want clean surfaces. I'll use a straight here. And basically, the little notches for the servo arm. Once you go to dig it in, it should fit around it or over it. Alright, once you've got it opened up,
in case you need this.
this foam is pretty resilient. It's actually quite tough. You can't really cut into it too quick or too easy, not like other foams. Yeah, we'll just force that on once I dig the channel out, once I go to do the channel. But yeah.
I do have a hot wire tool too.
Hot wire tool.
Yeah, we could just melt it right in there.
What hot wire tool? Oh, that thing?
It's hooked to my soldering iron.
Moving on to the center section. Cutting in between the two lines. You don't want to cut too much of it out. Not too yet, not too much too fast. Just enough, just a little. Yeah. That tube is not going to take up all of that. Maybe right there. You got a screwdriver kit?
Yeah. Like a little flathead or something?
Yeah, something I can kind of push straight down. Small one.
Yep. Don't forget too, when you're doing this, so they can see your hands and all what you're doing. So you're not.
Move out of the way.
Yeah.
Stop covering.
Yeah. I'm wondering how all them dudes are like RC model reviews and shit does this. Cause he always seems like he's working right over his camera.
It is kind of hard getting this foam out of there. That's why I said this is a good foam.
We can melt it out. It's a lot easier, especially if you've already cut the channel. You just put the thing in there and zip it right out. Oh, you got it?
Yeah. That's why I like the razor, because it leaves the edges nice and clean and you can actually see them. Yep. I'm gonna need to take a little more or force it.
Yeah, because if you put that in there, that's gonna flare it open too much, right?
Yeah, I mean I can push, but and glue it like that.
Want to warm it up a little bit?
But I'm just gonna warm what up?
That your tube. If you heat your tube up and then drop it in, and squish the foam, it'll melt it right in place.
You know, I never really thought about that. Man, this shit is like rubber sometimes. You get to certain points on it and it's like it's really hard. The biggest problem is I was trying to keep this slot tight. And that's the biggest problem, is keeping it tight. Yeah, see it's passing the bottom surface. It's in there. And that's pretty much what you want.
And that's your bearing.
Yep. Let me see the plane. And I'll slide it in. Before I glue it, just to see what it's gonna look like inside the body. Yeah, see, and that's why you don't want to cut into the little center section, the little pockets, because when the foam pushes back up inside, it acts like a lock.
So I can see the side of it. Yeah.
It acts like a lock. So now that's locked up in there. Yep, so we can go ahead and glue that in. Pop it back out. And glue her in. For this step, I'm going to keep her quick. And I'm going to use some Foam Safe CA. Not a lot. And you only want to do right in the middle almost. On the sides. Touch it together because you don't want to get any glue inside the bearing. Push your bearing down. Make sure it's in there. Where's the... And basically the little notches for the servo arm. Once you go to dig it in, it should fit around it. Yep, just like so. Pop it out of there. Woohoo! Until you get a nice little channel cut in. Then you want to test your spar. Alright, that's good, but I need to go in some more. Not necessarily, because I'm turning it upside down, and it's going to go in like that.
That's nice.
Nice and flush on the bottom, flush on the inside, arms perfect. Alright, so we've got our bearing in. We've cut our slot on our carbon tube and it fits perfectly. Everything's flush. There you go. We're going to insert it inside the center section. Don't forget to open up the hole on the center section side so that it passes through. And there it is. Make sure it has some play, but for the most part, that's what you want. First, before we go into the other side, we're going to use some foam tack because that CA is fucked. You don't need a shitload, just enough for it to take. Alright, this is the creation of the second slot, basically.
So you got a video for every part of this?
For the most part, yeah. And there it is. Just gotta glue it on, but
It's out of frame. You gotta go way down.
down there, is it
Yeah.
in frame? Is it in now?
No, barely. You want to be like,
Oh,
just
right
use
there.
this as your target. And you can only go
Well, that's the other
that
side.
high.
Can you see it all?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's clear as day.
Alright, but there it is. Just gotta glue the other half on. But that's it. Alright, take note of the gap. You see it's almost non-really seeable. You can't really see it. And that's the way you really want it. You want it paper thin or as thin and as close as you can get it. Alright, and as far as my servos, I am using Hobby King 5330 servos.
It was out of shot.
Is it in shot
Yeah,
now?
yeah, man.
5330. These are 5320s. You'll note that the motor is not sticking down out of the bottom, and that's how you can tell the difference of the 5330s,
There you go.
because it has a little motor sticking out of the bottom right there.
How
And
big
then
are those?
Size-wise,
Yeah.
they're 1.9 grams. They're 1.9 gram servos. And for the elevator, I wanted something a little bit more robust. There it is. It's actually a 3.7 gram servo. You can get them at Hobby King. Basically, you can see the wires passing through the fuse.
Bring it down a little bit. You're in it now, yeah. There. Better.
And that's pretty much it. I mean, other than there's my speed controller, motor on the nose. I mean, other than that, she's pretty much done. Just gotta hook up, do my push rods, and hook up my ailerons, and change this plug over to a micro JTS, because my receiver is already in the wing and everything else is pretty much already connected. There it is.